One small tweak is the difference between what you are at and $235,000 more. But first we need to get to that point, and we need to talk about the Fear and Greed Index. And how am I going to take it to the next level over this next year to grow my portfolio? You know that guy, Warren Buffett? If you don't know him, he's like a billionaire and he's made billions of dollars in the stock market. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I like to listen to people that made billions of dollars in the stock market. He has a very good quote that is repeated a million different times. And that quote is, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. And what that actually means is that if people are scared and they're selling their stocks or selling off the stock market, they're afraid that the market's gonna crash and it's bringing the market down. That's actually when you say, oh, it's time to buy in. But then on the other side, like in 2021, when everybody's going absolutely mad, buying a ton of stocks, buying all the latest Bitcoin and crypto and every single stock under the planet, we got AMC, GameStop, everything else, you go the opposite direction and say, oh, people are greedy, so I'm afraid, and I'm gonna actually maybe sell at a profit, sit on cash, and wait until it gets scary again. What an interesting concept. So right over here, we have something called the Fear and Greed Index. Now, I've referenced this index many times in past videos, but this is created by CNN Money. And there's a couple ways to actually calculate it. Now, let me hop over to Overview, and you can see right now, at the time of the recording of this video, we're in the greed, but this changes day by day. Every day that the market closes, this particular meter updates. I'll link it down below so you can check it out for yourself and see where it is. But even look here, a year ago today, we were in the fear category. So see, the problem is, and I'm guilty of it myself, a lot of times YouTubers get excited about stocks, we're talking about a lot of things when we're in that greed and extreme greed. Is that really the good time to buy? Or is it better just to be consistent? And that's what we'll explore a little bit later in the video. Now here's the VIX index, and what we're looking for here is high equals bad, low equals good. So check out the last month. We're actually seeing it starting to tick up today, this week, at the end of February. And that's because we have a lot of expectations, a little bit of fear as to what the Federal Reserve is gonna do related to the control of inflation. That's why that's ticking up all of a sudden. Now, of course, if things go well and the Fed does not raise interest rates, I could see the VIX dropping back down, which means a signal of potential greed coming as opposed to fear. But if I zoom out here a little bit, let's go to the 1 year. You can see, look at the difference of the VIX. Now, if you were along for the journey in 2022 and you were watching the stock market and you were watching the Fed, there was a lot of fear. I mean, the stock market overall, the index, everything dropped in 2022, down, I think, right around 16 to 18% in 22. But take a look, I mean, that explains exactly what's going on with the VIX shooting up. Remember, high equals fear, low equals greed. So we can see that, every time, especially that the Fed was raising up interest rates, the VIX was shooting up. Now, if we compare that to the Fear and Greed Index, let's take a look at some of these. So we have it shooting up here in, let's say, May, in June, as well as in October. So if we go over here to the Fear and Greed Index, here we are in May at extreme fear, here we are in June at fear, and here we are in October yet again at extreme fear. So this one obviously following VIX quite frequently. So for my investment strategy, I have a lot of consistent everyday investments going on, but to inspire investors, I'm also doing some alternative investments. And that is, one, I'm doing the $5 a day challenge, which means instead of buying Starbucks or something else, putting $5 a day every single day into Ethereum, $5 every single day into the S&P 500 stock market, every single day. And we're gonna see how that grows over the next couple of years. The next challenge that I'm introducing here on this video is that any time right here on CNN that the Fear and Greed Index falls in either fear or extreme fear, I'm gonna invest $100. Now, I don't quite yet know what I should put that $100 into. Hopefully the market doesn't go into fear tomorrow, but drop me some comments down below with what you think I should invest my $100 every single day that the market is in fear. By the way, if the market goes into fear and stays like that the rest of the year, I am going to have to do a lot more side hustles in order to get that money up in order to invest $100 every single day. Whoa, but hey, the challenge is on. But the moment you've been all waiting on, we were talking about how this difference of $200,000 exists. Now, right here, if you would have invested in the all-time fear of February 2009, now of course that was a great recession, everything was going to hell in a handbasket. But let's say you dropped $10,000. Grandma gave you a gift and you were super excited about it, or you found $10,000 laying around. Hats off for you. Let's get a beer sometime. You decided to invest into the S&P 500 via ticker symbol SPY. So you can put your $10,000 in. On February of 2009, you're gonna let it sit until today. You're not touching the thing. You lock it up, you throw away the key, you forgot all about the damn thing. You don't know, whatever, right? Well, let's see what happens. Your $10,000 today is now worth a nice, exciting $64,383, and that's literally doing nothing. At the peak of the greed of last year in December of 2021, you would have actually had $74,026. 10,000 bucks. Oh man, don't you wish you would have done that? I mean, we would have had some extra money sitting around. And yes, that took a long time to grow, but what did you do otherwise? That's what I always ask myself, right? Like, oh man, that's gonna take forever, but dang, if I would have just freaking done it, I would have had $74,000. But what's the difference of this versus the other strategy? And the other strategy is not worrying so much about timing the market. Even though we're talking about the fear and greed index, we gotta be careful about timing the market. What we wanna do as smart investors is come up with a consistent plan. That could be that $5 a day challenge if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money and you have a ton of debt you need to pay off. Or what you do instead, well, maybe we focus on some other things like, I have some extra money and I just need to come up with a smart plan of investing every month. That's what we need to focus on as smart investors, and that's what you are. Just get started today and stay consistent with whatever plan that you come up with. Now, I don't know your personal finance situation, so I can't give direct financial advice. But what I can do is show you this tool, and then you can take it from there and do your own research. So at the top, what we're gonna change here is we're actually gonna put in $500 every month. So we're gonna invest our $10,000 that eventually grew down here to $64,000. But the difference is from February 2009 onward, every month thereafter, thank you grandma for the 10,000, we're gonna invest another $500 every month. That's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna stick with that because instead of, buying a car that costs $500 a month in debt payments, grandma's gonna give us her car too, which is a very nice car. She barely drove it. And because of that, we can run it into the ground and save all that money on the debt payment. My gosh, if you have a grandma like that, by the way, you need to give her like a big hug right now. Like that is freaking awesome. But let's just say we find $500 a month. Check out the difference. Same thing going on, only difference is the monthly payment. You're at $300,000 as your final balance. That is a cost-adjusted gross return of 27.5%. That's a 27% return on your money. Even though you invest in $500 extra a month, you're getting a 27.5% return. The difference of that, 27%, by not doing that monthly investment, you're only growing at 14.23% total return. That's a huge difference. I mean, we're talking, because what you're doing is you're coming up with a consistent game plan. That consistent game plan, that takes advantage of automatically buying the dips. And yes, you're still gonna buy the highs too, but it doesn't matter what the market is in. Fear or greed, you're just, every single month, you have a duty to yourself to invest $500 a month. It is what it is. But wow, let's not make the next 15 years look like the last 15 years. Let's get serious, get started today. Make sure you subscribe. Check out this video next. We'll see you on the next video.